Welcome to This Is How We Create, a show that digs deeper into the creative life of contemporary artists of color. Discover what feeds their creativity and how they found or are finding their artistic voice. Through these intimate and candid conversations, you'll gain insights into the lives of creative professionals of color that are hard to find anywhere else.
Hey friend, welcome back to This Is How We Create. My name is Martine Severin, your host. Today, I'm here to talk to you about something that might sting a little bit. The story first starts with my husband and I as we were having interviews for a new position we're hiring for. And this position is for a new business, and I'll talk about that later. But for this business, we are in need of two positions that need to be filled. And now these positions they come with a really good living, very fair wage. And as I was reading the applications that had come in for the position, I was really, really surprised. And why am I surprised? I was surprised by the number of applications that came in, and in the interview process, how much people hadn't prepared for the job interview and how little they knew about what we did or what we do as a company. And this led me to think about how this might be applied to creativity and how we show up as artists. And so today I'm going to talk with you about what's called permission to play. And what is permission to play? Permission to play is essentially your ticket to get in to whatever job or whatever career you're entering into. So if you are going to be an accountant, for example, one might assume that your permission to play is that you know Excel, you know tax laws. I'm blanking on all the things that accountants do, but you get the deal. So then permission to play also means that if you are a photographer, you might know what an f-stop means and you might know about lighting. Now, what if you were a figurative painter? One would assume that for your permission to play, it means that you might understand a thing or two about perspective and about color theory. Right? You with me so far? Okay, let's move on. At this point, we're really going to be talking about preparation and why preparation really matters. Because in the case of the interview, the interviewees, all they needed to do was potentially 10 minutes to learn the company's name correctly and learn that we were not a landscaping company, but we were dealing with education. And so when I realized what all of this was saying is I was really thinking about that when you show up and you're not prepared, and when you show up and you can't do 10 minutes of research, it really talks a little bit about how hard you're willing to work for your dream, right? To accomplish your dream, and how much you're willing to go beyond discomfort in order to achieve and to do work in the benefit of your future self. Going back to permission to play, the basic preparation is what is required to be considered. So if a photographer is pitching for a $3,000 campaign, they're going to work on treatments that take days to develop. And they understand that talent without preparation, well, that is just potential. So prepared talent opens doors. Every time you choose not to prepare, you're abandoning a future version of yourself who was counting on you. That's right. And then every time you over prepare, or every time you spend the amount of time that you need to, you're sending a love letter to your future self. Your preparation is an act of self-love for you and for your community, because as we know, your excellence is also becoming a door for whoever it is that's behind you for them to enter. Preparation doesn't take skill, but it also doesn't kill your authenticity. So I'm not talking about stop being who you are. Just preparation will give you authenticity. It will give you a platform from which to shine, I should say. So when you consistently prepare or over prepare, you don't just change your results. What you're doing in that stage is changing your identity. You're developing earned confidence from knowing that you've done the work. So what are your standards telling you Or what are your standards telling the world about you? Your reputation will precede you, my friend, because people talk, and most sectors are really, really small. The photography world is small. The film world is small. The art world is small because people talk, people interact, and they're going to say, hey, have you worked with Kareem? Hey, have you worked with Natalie? And they're going to say, Natalie is amazing. She's always well prepared. Kareem, oh, yeah, he talks a good game, but he doesn't always show up in the end. It's a mixed bag. What do you want people to say about you when you are not in the room? That's an important one. The tools are there for us. AI can help you research companies in minutes, galleries in minutes. You can reach out to past grant winners. You could reach out to gallery artists. You can reach out to people who've walked your path before. And people who have walked the path before you, normally they are more than willing to share a little bit about what you can expect. So what happens when you actually apply a little bit of preparation? So when you apply for a grant, for example, you're going to know who the last 3 winners of the grant that you're applying for are. You're going to know the history of the gallery you want to exhibit with. When you're going for an interview, you're going to understand who they are and what they do and why they do what they do. So this preparation, I always think about preparation as self-love, right? It's kind of like saying, my dreams matter and I'm willing to show up for myself. So your future self is waiting for you to love yourself enough. So do the work. Just do the work.
Hi there. I have a quick favor to ask you before you go. If you're loving the show, would you mind taking a quick second to leave us a 5-star review on your favorite go-to podcast app? Here's the thing. Those reviews are like magic fairy dust. They help other creatives of color discover our show and tap into their own artistic superpowers. While you're at it, why not subscribe to our Substack newsletter, Creative Matters? Creative Matters is like a weekly dose of inspiration delivered straight to your inbox. You can find the link to subscribe in the show notes. All right, that's all that I have for you today. I can't wait to see you on the next episode. Bye.